Barry grew up at Morningside on the other side of the river to Eagle Farm, but it's hard to believe now, but he was very small, very light, so it was suggested he give racing a go and try to make it as a jockey, even though he didn't have a background riding ponies or any horses. He was with several trainers around Eagle Farm and Doomben, and he finished with Tony Montagna at Eagle Farm. And I think by consensus they agreed that he wasn't going to set any records riding in the metropolitan area. He rode 44 career winners, and I think most of them must have been superior to their opposition because he wasn't much help to them, as I understand. He did start training at Roma and quickly established himself as a good horseman, and he transitioned then into Toowoomba and was very successful there. I know Jim Atkins was a great mentor to Barry, but he learned his craft very well.
Wherever he's been to train, he's been a leading trainer. He started in Roma, he won the premiership out there, was a leading trainer. Then he moved to Toowoomba, won a premiership there, was a leading trainer at Toowoomba, and moved to Brisbane, same thing, was a leading trainer here. And even in Macau, when he moved there to train, he won the premiership over there and was leading trainer. So I'd argue that there'd be very few trainers that would have a record like that.
After he won the premiership here in Brisbane, he was chased by Macau racing authorities to take up a licence up there. He was very successful. He trained well over 200 winners up there, and he was very good at getting horses ready, and you have to be able to tell the connections that you think the horse will win, and they do like gambling up there. So I'm sure there were some nice rewards for Barry, but a lot of hard work went into his training in Macau, but very successful.
He was always a fanatic with his horses, having them fit and healthy, and you knew on race day, when they turned up, you could do things on his horses that you probably couldn't do on others, and they'd always sustain good solid gallops, and you could, as I said, you could do things in races that you wouldn't normally be able to do, and they'd be able to handle the pressure and still be able to win. So his horses were always very fit and healthy.
While he was in Toowoomba, he had a horse called Daldier, who was a good money spinner for him. And here in Brisbane, Baggio was runner-up, and I think a bit unlucky in the Stradbroke. And a couple of years later, he did win the Stradbroke with La Montagna, so she was probably his best horse. And the Candyman was a real cult horse with the public because he had so many issues, so many injuries. Not many people would have persevered, but Barry did. He was a great horseman, super trainer, but I think just as importantly, a great man, a gentleman. I think one of the best guys I've met in racing.
The thing about Barry is, you could always have a joke with him, and you could always talk to him as a mate, and I regard him as a very good mate. We've had a lot of fun over the years with our riding, with my riding for him, and I remember one day he ran a horse at Eagle Farm here, and I thought it was 1,000,000 to 1. It was the smallest, skinniest looking horse I'd ever rode in my life, and it managed to win. It was a mile maiden here at Eagle Farm, and it was just a insignificant Wednesday mile maiden, but I said to Baz, I don't know how you done it. I said it was one of the greatest miracles to ever see this horse win, and we've had a lot of fun, a lot of good horses over the years, and as I said, riding for him was always a pleasure, and he's a great horseman. Baz is well deserved to go into the Hall of Fame. He's been a great contributor to racing for many, many years. He's got a lot of respect from everybody, jockeys, trainers, owners, race clubs. They all love him, and yes, it's a fitting result for Barry to be inducted in the Hall of Fame.